Even if the thing that I'm doing right now will not work, I'm still gonna do it. And even after that failure, I'm still gonna try more things that can probably fail. But if it will succeed, it will just prove the point that sometimes you just need to get things done and ignore the feelings that you currently have that it may not work. Because I currently do have those feelings, like I think that it's not going to work. I don't know that, but you know. So let me show you what I have in mind. So currently I'm building my first SaaS, my first web application, and I'm doing it without code. Basically, of course, I do use the code, but I'm using Cursor, and it helps me really a lot to basically do things that I'm not able to do myself. Yeah, so that's that. Let me show you the app, and sorry for the audio quality because the microphone is direct the other side. So basically, the whole point of this SaaS, of this web application, is that you enter your website. So for example, let's enter my domain, and we click create strategy. So at this point when I'm filming, it's just the wireframes. I'm just trying to make it work basically. But we get the keywords. So as you can see, we have keyword difficulty, we have search volume, we have competition index, competition index, cost per click. So we have, for example, the keyword which we want to pick is product ideas to sell, which has like very kind of low ranking. Of course, the search volume is kind of shit. So either way, let's just try to generate a blog post. So we click generate. Then we see that our IE is creating your blog post with the topic we chose, which is product ideas to sell, keyword. And then after a little bit of time, we get redirected to the keywords. Okay, it didn't work for whatever reason. Let's check. Okay, so I basically need to do more testing because I just moved this to Vercel, to production, and it's not working. I spent so many fucking hours building this, and every step when I was building it, I was like really thinking, what the hell I'm doing? I'm not going to I'm not going to be able to launch it. And step by step I progressed, and there was like no way out of this. So and I'm still at that phase where I have a lot of things that I need to do, and I kind of feel like afraid because I don't want to fuck this up because I spent so much time right now on this thing. But we'll see. I started around 3 months ago, in December of 24. Now it's March 18, so you can do calculation around 3 months, around 90 days. And I started building this SaaS basically knowing nothing. So I saw that a lot of people creating these applications with Cursor, and I always wanted to create my own SaaS. The problem was that I didn't have the knowledge it needs to create. I do have some kind of information inside my head with HTML and with this basically basic programming stuff. This is not just this is not even a programming stuff. This is just a semantic stuff. But this is these are buzzwords, whatever. So so I didn't know how to code. And then there was this Cursor that allows you to build to write code basically with IE. So you can just write inside the prompt what you need, and it writes code for you. And I kind of just tried to experiment with that. So I picked 5 ideas that I wish to create. Each of these ideas were very, very different. So, but of course, they were based on the ideas that are already selling in the market. So these are validated ideas. So, and all of these ideas were basically with IE. So IE image generation, IE video generation, IE writing, short content, and IE long content writing,
and then a few more. So yeah, I try to create a simple apps, and and just try to see, okay, can I actually do that? And then I created one with a photo generation. I created one with post generation with so for social media, and I saw that, okay, this is fucking working. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to actually pick idea that I need to create, basically solve my own problem, and start building the SaaS completely, like from scratch. And I did that. And I did that for the 3 months, working 40 hours plus a day. Yeah, I know. That's a lot. But let me explain why I worked so much. Right now, I see a lot of content on social media with this term vibe coding. And this vibe coding thing is really nice because the people are just writing problems and yeah, let's just build things. And these sounds nice in general. But then if you're building a SaaS, if you're building a real business that that does X and Z and C, whatever, you need to know that this app will work, as expected. And there are so many things you need to know when you're new to that thing, that basically takes you 3 months working 40 hours a day. So yeah, all the security things, all the API things, optimization, databases, picking the right tools, and having the right structure, and everything. And yeah, I could do that now in probably much more shorter period. That's why it took it so long. But I do feel like I have right now the skill that is not purely vibe coding, but this is like code with IE. And if you know me, you know that I am crazy about skill stacking. I collect these skills that are different in different fields like design, marketing, copywriting, etc., and I combine them to turn into these digital product businesses. And I do have a feeling that I have this now a new skill that is real game changer. And yeah, and I build this SaaS that helps me to generate IE blog posts, and I build this without knowing how to code, and it's crazy. And right now, I'm filming this video right after I filmed my launch promo video. And right now, at this moment, I still earned 0. So this is a video just to confirming that I haven't earned anything yet. But this will be a fun story, I think.
Shipping a SaaS and building the SaaS is quite more difficult than I was expecting. Okay, um, it takes quite a lot of time. Even if you have these tools like Cursor, etc. When building with AI, it takes quite a lot of time if you want to build something nice, something meaningful. And I'm not even talking about marketing itself. I'm just talking about the value you give with your product, the value you communicate to your customers, the features which you have inside that converts into this promise that you can fulfill. So yeah, that's quite a lot of things because you can build things. It's easy to build things, but to build things that people need, that's another story. And the market demand itself, it's constantly changing. What you build now can be not relevant tomorrow. So yeah, talking about the Rand Bull itself, right now I catch up with the market needs. I think I am in a good position. Of course, I still have many things that I want to implement. If you look at the market demand, and yeah, and right now I'm currently focusing like right now on the marketing part because these 4 months were not marketing month at all. They were more like okay, if this is working, if this is what they need, is this like converting, etc., or do people staying? Okay, let's fix these issues. There was a lot of issues basically. It's so funny because I have no idea if I talked this before, but when I launched the first version of the app, there was only English, and guess what? Like all the customers were not even English, so it was so fucking bad. I mean, it was such a roller coaster because I built this entire thing with based on English on like on English data, on English keywords, English language, and then there's like Spanish or French guy like why it's not generating in French or in Spanish, and I was like, fuck, this is not built for that. It's built in English. So yeah, so I needed to do a lot of changes. I needed to basically add languages right after the launch, and I did this in like 2 or 3 days, I think, or maybe less. No, fuck, I sorry, like 48 hours, less than 48 hours. So it was something like 1 2 days maximum, and I was working till like 4 a.m. in the night because I was so fucked, because there are people subscribe and then you do not deliver, even though you like mentioned that it's only in English. So yeah, people don't care. Basically, people don't care. They just see this and they just buy, which is okay. I don't blame them. I'm the same guy. I do the same. So yeah, so this is just one simple example of what went wrong. Well, there was like many other things, which is now I'm laughing because it's really funny because like when I like once more when I launched it, I was in Bangkok with my girlfriend, and then there was like I was just like looking at these notifications and then the emails coming out, and I was just laughing because I cannot do anything right now. Like I need to go and sit because I also need to monitor the launch, what's happening, like if the servers are not crashing or not, or nothing is leaking, because there's IE integrations, etc. Maybe I did something wrong, which is costing me money. So I was constantly monitoring the situation, and I couldn't go and add the languages. And I was laughing because I was receiving emails like why it's not supporting, why it's not generating in my language. So yeah, and yeah, other things were also a lot of things. So I probably will make another video on the things I did with the rank build because I did quite a lot. But that is the reason basically. I was building, I was doing all these things, and I was also constantly learning. So, like I started this like I SaaS idea like when the New Year's was starting. So like last year, October, no, fuck, not October, in December, so something like that. So there was like, right now it's 25, 6 months. So yeah, like 6, 7 months through the journey, I learned so much. You have no idea how much I learned. And right now I am able to do so much things. I can literally, I have my whole head exploding with ideas, and I have this problem with my time that I need to allocate. I need to think how to do this, and I need to prioritize things more, like more, much better, because time is the ultimate currency, and you can work on many things and just find out that you just wasted your time without no returns. So that's why it's so important. And even if I do like time, I still need to manage it. Like I have so many ideas that I want to build, and I see so many opportunities. But even now, if I have this ability to do those things, that I can just go sit there and create it, I still cannot do that because of the time limitation. I'm still figuring out how to do that, while also need to scale the rank bill, because rank bill does generate money. I haven't talked about money yet, and it does generate, but not that much as I would like to generate, but it does generate. And as a first SaaS, I'm happy with it. It's not much, but it's generating money. Okay, I will talk more about money when I will go into the marketing fully, because then the graph will go, because right now the graph is like this, and we are just dealing with the situation how to not do this down graph. So that means constantly improving everything and getting feedback. Great time to maybe update on the process itself. As there was already a few months past the launch, and I kind of started marketing, and I'm really near the goal that I wanted to reach, at which point I will start sharing the revenue or stop sharing the revenue. Either way, I will have everyone let know that I finally made $10,000 MRR with a startup that I didn't know how to code when I first started it, and I didn't know how to scale, and like, yeah, it's crazy. So right now, it's at $8,669 monthly recurring revenue. And the funny part about that is that it's just the beginning, because I really don't know what's the ceiling with this. I do know that many competitors do way much more, and I kind of now know how to scale it to the level it is. Um, so yeah, not sure what will happen next, but at this point, first goal, $10,000 MRR, which is still at this point, at this stage, is crazy because when I first started, there was zero, and I had this thought that maybe this is not going to work out at all, and I need to switch ideas or whatever. Like because when I first started out, it was like I literally didn't know anything, like databases, like authentication, payments, freaking like the AI itself, IE itself. It's like it's fucking insane, man. And I didn't choose the easiest project whatsoever. This project was so fucking hard, man. Um, and I don't know. But the good thing here is that it really helped me so much to understand like the logic behind the SaaS, behind this web applications. It helped me so freaking much because if I would pick the easy project, I wouldn't be here where I am today. So it was super hard for me, but then like I gained these skills that I can now reuse, and I can build even easier projects faster than ever because I already did have one. So I don't know. I don't know. $10,000. So just wanted to give you a quick update on the revenue rank bill. And right now it's now $9,559. There's a stripe. Okay, so I'm gonna click it. I don't know if I click it. Yeah. And so I think now it should make more sense that this is actually real. As funny as it sounds, there are still people who think that this is not real. You cannot make money online, you're a fucking liar. Okay, my Stripe notifications look something like this. And same for support, by the way, it does look the same, because there's a lot of many things that people don't get it, and I will need to solve it. It's not something like really big, it's just some stupid mistakes that's not cleared up. So yeah, so there's these things. And now if we talk more about the revenue part, of course there are competitors, and competitors basically are very good because they show what's possible. If you're the first one, if you're the top competitor, you decide and you say, okay, what's the top floor, because you are currently top. But if you just stay there for very long time and don't do anything like crazy, you can be no longer the top competitor anymore, as competition gets more and more aggressive. But if you're not a top competitor, if you're still making 10K and another competitor is making 100K, you know that you can make 100K as well. So what's left is to understand, okay, so how are they making that amount of money? The answer here, very short and simple, is nobody gives a fuck about your quality. Nobody gives a fuck about how much and hard you work.
They only care about what is it for them and if they see it or not. That's the whole secret. That's the whole secret, basically. They don't care if you work very, very long and very, very hard. And if you feel that you haven't, if you have deserved it, but you still haven't gotten it, they don't care because they don't see. I don't know where everything will take us. I do know that it's really, really fun right now. I do not like the support part because, I cannot, like, I don't have enough time to do anything else. Like, I really want to build that app, mobile app, as funny as it sounds. Like, I do talk about right now about like scaling to $100,000 a month, and I still fucking think about mobile app. I have no fucking idea what's wrong with me. Pretty much everything I do right now is just scale the right bill, um, which is not easy to do, because like going to $1,000 is freaking easy. Okay, going to $2,000 is freaking easy. Going to $10,000 is pretty easy. But once you start going from there, from $10,000 a month to basically, up and up and up till the 100, it gets crazier and crazier and harder because you need to have some kind of strategy. You need to do some kind of calculations how you're going to actually achieve it and how you're going to sustain the growth, how you're going to keep that growth. And there's quite a lot of work to do, to be honest. And there's also quite a lot of support that you need to deliver, to answer, every ticket of the customer, every email, every bug needs to be fixed, basically. Of course, not every bug, but most of them basically needs to be fixed, at least the urgent ones. So there's quite a lot of work you need to do, support to answer, and then, have this marketing strategy in place to continue to scale. So there's a lot of work. And once you go up, once more, everything just intensifies as you have, more customers, more problems, more demands, more requests, more custom demands, and you need to filter them out. And you need to basically know, okay, what my product is and what I want it to be, because if you start to listen to everyone, you basically, can go wrong side, and you need basically to learn to say goodbye to some of the customers, because you cannot fulfill every demand, you cannot make everyone happy. There are so many people going, and it's a mess. And you need to learn how to adjust that. So now back to the scaling part, back to the marketing part. Once more, I want to show you my Stripe, I guess, and profit well, so you could better understand what's going on. So right now, let's open the Stripe, my phone. Here we go, and Stripe opening, okay? And it's open, and we have numbers like this. Oops. So already half a day and already $1,000 euros made. And monthly recurring revenue is 21.7k euros. So if you go to profit well, that's in dollars around like that. I did have a request message from large company funding company. Basically, they have like I don't know, like 14 billion in funding portfolio or something like that. I don't know. They're quite big, and they reach out, try to get a call with me. I said that I'm not interested. So basically, there are people who are, and this is not only one person, by the way. There's few people that were interested in buying my SaaS, but right now I believe that's not a good idea to sell.
as if we're continuing to grow our valuation, like it doesn't even, it doesn't make sense basically to just sell it now, as I could just keep it as it is right now, continue to scale with my current plan, and then the valuation just increase, and it will increase, it will increase the basically the cost, the price of the business itself. So yeah, so basically, if I want to get 1 million, I could, sell more than half shares and try to get that, or I could scale it more and more and more and more and get that 1 million for 10%, basically. Of course, maybe not gonna happen, maybe it's too high, but just, to give you an example, basically, I could just scale, increase the valuation, and get more money for less share. Yeah, but I'm not planning to do that. I'm not planning to sell or to get funding, even though the cash flow is my biggest problem right now. That's crazy when you think about it, like how much you can do when you just try. And many people find excuses to not try things, but that's the point. You need to try, because if you never try, you'll never know. As dumb as it sounds, but that's true. And then even if you fail, you need to continue. And even if you're tired, you need to continue. As you can see right now, I'm tired as fuck, but I'm still making video to share this with you. And I will continue to work after this video, because I still have things to do. Yeah. So that's the plan. I don't know. We'll see. I need to hide in order to focus. Yeah, and this is, as you can see, not a screenshot, it's Stripe.
So I have no idea when was the last time I made video. I think it was very, very long time ago. You probably already know from the video. But basically during that time, I was still building, I was still scaling Rank Bill to the numbers which I never seen before. So Rank Bill was very, very huge success for me. I stopped sharing the revenue and stopped documenting everything because I was so into the building and scaling. I didn't want it, for it to fail. I also not only built during that time Rank Bill, but I also built another 2 projects. And one of that is mobile app. And yesterday it reached $12,000 a month. So 3 startups, which I have right now, also scaled insanely and built insanely this Rank Bill and mobile app and my other SaaS. So right now I'm in Bali. During this whole journey, I was also in Malaysia, in my home. So I kind of switched countries as well during that time. So there were so many things going on. And right now I would like to show you how the Rank Bill looks, because it improved so freaking much. And I'm so happy and proud with what Rank Bill has become. So let me just show you. So the Rank Bill, the dashboard, as you can see, articles are here, auto-generating and publishing to my website, even right now. So there's so many things, there's so many things and so many features that I could do entire 1-hour video in that, but I will try to keep it as short. So basically there is, auto integrations, which can auto-publish your articles. There's also, domain ratings, backlink tracking, etc. All this UI stuff also improved so freaking much. It's still, the concept is still the same, as you can see, but there was so much improvement, and I'm not going even into the article itself. There's also backlinks. So if you know, and if you're familiar with SEO, you know that the backlinks are super important. So Rankbill now automatically builds backlinks for you. As you can see here, this is for my own business. 36 backlinks already built, fully on autopilot. And this is, by the way, the new business I was talking about. So this is not old account, not old business. And there's also Reddit visibility. So you're familiar with IE Search. IE Search really like these community tools such as Reddit. So you can leverage that with basically Rankbill, and you will find these threads basically for your business. And then what you can do is basically just use Rankbill with neutral comment generation and then post that on Reddit, and it will help to boost your research presence basically. So there's also many settings inside, like text generation. You can define your content length,
You can add custom instructions, what article to mention. There's also a ton of voice, also custom instructions for that. Same for image. So if all articles are with images, you can customize it to fit basically your brand with background colors, accent colors, and much more. There's also offerings. So if you're selling a service or products, you can basically add these as well, and this will be automatically plugged on the generated articles if relevant. As I mentioned before, there's also integration, so you can connect any website, WordPress, Shopify, Wix, Webflow, Framer, even webhooks, any like custom web applications. So there's so many things, and if from the videos where I talked that I kind of struggled with support part. So right now I have this Ask Rankbill feature, which basically takes care of that. So it knows the business, it knows how, what's the integrations they're having, what the articles they have, how much credits, when the subscription ends, etc. So it does better job than me answering all the things, and it's like generously helping people to learn SEO and to basically, to answer to any questions they have, real time, instantly. Don't need to wait for me, basically. So yeah, so like I mentioned before, the video itself would be very long if I cover every feature Rankbill has, but this also have $1 3-day trial. So if you want to try it out for your business, or just want to check the tool, feel free to do that.
So yeah, so as you already saw, Rankbill improved significantly, and I'm really proud of the product that Rankbill has become. And the moral of this video, the learning of this video, I think should be that everyone can build products. Everyone can replicate what I did. And my journey was, a proof that even if you have these feelings inside, these uncertainties, these, fears that, it might not going to work, I might fail, even if you have all these feelings, you just need to go through all of them and just try. Because I tried, and as you saw, I dealt with so many things that I needed to figure out somehow, and there was so many new learnings for me. It was very hard, I would say. But right now I'm in this position, where I went through all of this, and now I feel kind of stronger. I can build new products. I can make new revenue channels, from the new products, and I can build faster. And right now I have the skill, which is already in my brains, and I will have this forever. So if you have idea, if you don't have idea, just want to start, I hope that this video just proved the points that you can do that, because I did, so you can do that as well. So just try, and you will never know where it will take you. The worst thing can happen, which can happen, is you will fail. But even if you will fail and you will continue with that, maybe with another project, eventually it will succeed. And I really hope that this video showed you that it's possible. It's not just theory. It's not just idea. It's like how the actual businesses are being built. Just with a guy sitting on the computer trying his best to do something about it, and eventually it just succeeds. So yeah, so I hope this video in some form inspired you to start your own journey. And if you have any questions, just feel free to let me know in the comments, because there's so many things I left edited out from this video, because if I placed everything on the single video, it will be 6 hours long. Nobody's gonna watch that long. If you would like to know about my mobile app, just let me know in the comments, or with another SaaS tool that I built, or even with the Rankbill. Maybe you would like to learn more, hear more, just let me know in the comments, basically. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and I guess the end for now, at least. Not for the Rankbill, but for this video. So yeah, thanks, bye-bye.